Hello and welcome to your podcast, The Shift Happens with Dr. Divi. And I'm your host, Dr. Divi. Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited to share today's podcast. Today's podcast is all about our reality, thoughts and belief. How can we shift the reality we're experiencing? And that's what we're going to dive in today and have so much fun. So before I get started, I just want to bring you into my world a little bit, because over these podcasts, there's going to be an experience where you're going to get to know me and are curious for more. So what do I got going on right now in my world, in my business, in my life? I've got an upcoming group coaching program that right now is going to be on Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It's designed to help you take these principles and apply them. I'm a professional intuitive coach, spiritual teacher and mom, physician from my background. And given with all the skill set I have, I had an incredibly busy one-to-one coaching business. We're at a 2-year wait list. Too much to handle. So these group coaching programs are designed to help a group of people move through things faster, easier, and even more transformative. So if you're getting a pull, reach out, find out if I've got a spot. I've limited it to 10 people. We've got a couple spots left, so I'd love to have you join me. And if you're thinking, I don't know, it was a few months ago this podcast was out, send us a link. Take a look at my website. I might have opened up another page. So let's get started. Enough of that. What are we talking about today? Every single one of us is experiencing an external world. We think there's a world out there and I'm in here. And that world, no matter what it looks like right now in your life, is capable of change. And if it was not capable of change, no one would bother doing inner work at all. This explosion in the self-help movement that we've seen in the last couple of decades is only because people began experimenting with these ideas and thoughts. And obviously their experiences started working. There's undeniable change and miracles that are occurring. So when you feel and experience a miracle in your own life, you can't help but go help other people. When I first entered into self-development, it was about 25, 30 years ago. And I started off as a yoga teacher. I was a family doctor first, stumbled into yoga, became a yoga teacher. Back then, the self-help section in Indigo was barely a single shelf. Today, aisle after aisle after aisle after aisle. There's entire bookstores dedicated to self-help. And here you are, listening to yet another podcast. Because somewhere deep down, you actually believe change is possible. You know that you're not meant to live the passive, crappy life you might be right now. You know somewhere deep to your soul, deep to your bones, that you're meant to have a better, happier, more joyful life. You know that. That's why you listen to this podcast, because you know that's true. You're tired of the pain and you're ready to experience miracles. You're ready to live the life that your soul is ready for you to live. So how do we start? We begin with our thoughts and our beliefs that create our reality. So every spiritual tradition, I should say, teaches the exact same things. Teaches the same thing, that I was created in the likeness of my creator. Call it God, call it source, call it the divine mother, call it the universe, whatever name you like. That force created me. Let's go a little bit deeper. That life force is a verb. It is not a noun. We sometimes forget that. We give it a name, God, and then we think of it as a visual, as a white guy in the sky. And yet, it is an energy. It is an energy of such profound power that it will blow your mind. Within you is the same ability to create, to manifest, and transform your life. That power rests inside of every single cell of your body. Just sit with it for a minute. That power, that innate energy to create at will is in you. In earlier generations, people believed that life was fixed. You lived and died under the same conditions that your grandmother and grandparents did. Life happened to us. We were victims of an outer world. Today, we no longer believe this is true. And here's something to really celebrate. Just by being here, just by tuning in and choosing to do this work, You're giving yourself one of the greatest gifts possible. It's not just a gift to yourself, but it's a gift to your family, your ancestors, your community, humanity, your children, your grandchildren. You're on the leading edge of consciousness, helping to shift the planet one mind at a time. So welcome. Let's get back into it. The power of thought. Our reality is nothing more than a projection of our thoughts and our beliefs. Even quantum physics is showing us that. If you've ever looked at the experiment called the double slit lamp experiment, nothing proves it better than that. The observer changes what is observed. We tend to dismiss the power of our mind because it just keeps going all day. But it is our greatest resource, even greater than those vitamins that you took this morning. It can be your best friend, or it can be your biggest enemy. It really can. It's really as simple as this. Our thoughts are creative, powerful energy. And our thoughts coalesce and form beliefs. Those beliefs project out into the universe and draw to you every particle of reality needed to match them. If I said it really simply, thoughts become beliefs, beliefs become reality. But that statement is just so simple compared to the profound nature of our ability to create. The same power that created the entire universe rests inside of you. And you access it every single second, every moment, sleeping and waking, it is creating. When I first learned this, it was revolutionary for me. Maybe like you, I grew up believing life was happening to me. I was afraid all the time of the external world. I was so trained that I had to keep myself safe. I was busy being afraid of the next dilemma that was going to come my way, not having a clue that I was creating that drama, not having a clue that I was creating that trauma. Once I began practicing these spiritual truths, I came to understand my mind much, much better. I started to experience miracles, and I've helped countless others do the same. Now you're probably wondering, okay, Divi, mumbo jumbo, whatever. Why is it so hard? My thoughts create my reality. Why does my reality suck? Here's the catch. The hardest part is to look at the subconscious beliefs. They come from childhood trauma, our ancestors, our cultures, and society. But here's the good news, the best news ever. The Creator did not leave you powerless to that ancestral crap. You are born with the self-healing mechanism that is built in your mind. Once you start to identify those limiting beliefs, bring them to the surface, you have power to heal them right now. It's inside of you. That said, it's not just about taking my word for it. You have to test these truths. You have to test them. When you start to apply them and see results, even the small ones, you start to get your proof and you get addicted to it. People always say to me, this work is addictive, and it is. You can take this concept and apply it to any area of your life. So how do you begin? You look at the reality that you're living right now in the physical world. You go, if I was a kid looking at this person's reality, pretend you're a child, then ask that child, what must that person believe to experience this? Simple as that. Let's apply this to, for example, dating. Every city I go to, people always say, dating is so hard in this city. If you have that thought, dating is going to be hard. People always say, I'll never find my soulmate. If you have that thought, you'll not find your soulmate. It's as simple as that. But then to deep down dig in and pull those roots out and heal them, that's the deeper work. So I'm going to apply this concept to one area of our life that a lot of us struggle with. And we're going to apply it to money because it's something I'm dancing with right now. So let's talk about money. Take a moment to reflect about your current financial reality. How much money do you have in the bank account? How much money do you owe? Do you have a line of credit? Do you have a Visa card? Do you have a debt? Do you have debt? How does that feel in your body? Do you live paycheck to paycheck? Guess what? You're not alone. In fact, far from it. I've worked with clients who can barely pay their rent, and I've also worked with clients who have private jets. I've worked in every gamut of this business. Everyone struggles with money, everyone. And everybody has really weird beliefs around money. And I can say that I've proved to myself time and time again, I'm working on it again right now, that the more I'm willing to look at what the underlying beliefs around money are, the more my external reality starts to change. So I don't, because most of us think when I make $1 million, everything's going to change. When I make $2 million, everything's going to change. And we see it with lottery winners all the time. They make the million and then they go right back to the same strife they were in. Why? Because their thoughts and beliefs had not changed at all. So let's spend a few minutes talking about some of the common beliefs and thoughts that we have about money. We were taught them since we were little. Here are some of them. Money is hard to come by. I can't live within my means. Life is expensive. Inflation. Money is hard to come by. If they have more, then I have less. Oh, God, I can't keep up. These kinds of thoughts actually create your body into fight, flight, freeze. And if you have the power as a creator in you to manifest anything you want, that fight, flight, freeze is only going to manifest more pain. Make sense? Because if you can draw to you anything in the universe and you have a scarcity thought about money and your body is in this fight, flight, freeze, then that's exactly what you'll experience. My clients who have stepped out of this trap of money, a lot of them started working on their thoughts about money, their beliefs about money. And we're going to go a little bit deeper. But I can tell already just from this conversation that I started with you, I'm going to have to do a whole podcast on the spiritual side of money, which is coming out, don't worry. But let's talk about some of the deeper things around money. We are taught to worry. We are taught to struggle. We are conditioned to believe that money equals safety and worthiness. We are taught obsessively that you have to hustle, that eventually you're going to feel good. These don't feel good, do they? They feel awful. And that trap of hustling, that trap of worrying, that trap never feels good, right? Right. Makes sense. So is there a spiritual perspective of money? Yes. And like I said, I'll do a whole podcast on it, but I'll give you a little snippets here right now. Let's talk about the spiritual perspective of money. Spiritually speaking, the Creator created you with infinite abundance. I like to think that the Creator created me with a Visa card that has no limit. The Creator did not create you with lack. The Creator created you with your own gift. You have a diamond in you that wants to be woken up. And how you find out what that diamond is what is your passion? What are you drawn to? What wakes you up? And each of us have a yellow brick road to find that. A lot of time, our pain, the thing that hurts us, is the first thing that starts us in the yellow brick road. So for example, for myself, I started this journey 30 years ago, 25 years ago, in chronic pain. And that led to yoga. Got better with yoga to some degree. Started teaching yoga, ran yoga studios. That was my yellow brick road when I was in my 30s. I got into this work by accident in my 30s as well, late 30s, early 40s, when I discovered it was all about my mind. Yoga helped, but it didn't get rid of my pain. It just helped when I practiced. When I started working on my mind, and that was my yellow brick road to intuitive coaching, which I did in my 40s. And then intuitive coaching led me to some deeper truths of spiritual work, which is what I'm doing now. So all of our pain is meant to take us to what you're here on the planet to do. We're not left alone. We never have been. And once you wake up that unique gift inside of you, once you wake it up and you sort of scrub off that diamond, you will experience that money will flow through you. Because money is just an energy exchange. And when you wake up what you're here to give the planet, what you're here that you love so much, then it changes everything. And when you get clear of the beliefs and false beliefs around money, everything changes. Money is an energy that wants to find you. And it's going to find you in the way of other clients, opportunities, lottery tickets, and so on. And when we feel alive and we are aware of our worth, we know our worth is born within us, not when we have the $1 million. We know our worth is in us because we are part and parcel of the Creator. And we trust that worth, then money starts to find you. When you stop feeling lack and we stop looking for that dopamine hit from social media, when we know we are enough, then money starts to find you. So let's do a wrap, and don't worry, I will do a whole podcast on money and spiritual stuff. And yeah, if there's a specific topic you want, please fire me a message, fire me an email. I'm more than happy to talk about it. So as we wrap up, let's take the time to reflect. What is the reality I'm experiencing? What could be my thoughts and beliefs that are creating that? Am I willing to see that I am the creator of my world? Am I willing to see the miracles, small or big, because there's no such thing as a small or big miracle? Am I willing to see that the universe has my back, even in the crappy things, because it's teaching me something? Am I willing to shift some of those thoughts? As we start to wrap this massive conversation, I'm so excited you're listening, and I'm so excited that you might share this with other people, because the more people that hear this, the more that begin to change their thoughts, the more miracles we will experience. If you want to take this further, join me for my group coaching program. I've got a couple spots left for Fridays. I would love to have you. So as I wrap up today, thank you for listening. You are not alone on this journey. You have the power to create the life you desire. You deserve joy. You deserve love. So keep believing, keep healing, and keep growing. Sending you so much love, and thank you for listening. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you next week.